The U.S. even has a National Returns Day in January, conveniently held for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too thrilled about.
That's cool. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Von Snitzelcrum, but you can call me Jordan. And today this one is a little bit different because I'm doing a video about a country that my wife and I would love to go to. And the convenient thing is that half the viewership on my channel are from the US. So this might be surprising to you guys, or it might be surprising that I find it surprising and it's not a common thing. I don't know. But my wife and I have been talking about traveling to the US for a few years now. And yes, COVIDs and all that jazz has made things a bit more difficult. Shh, dog. Bloody woofer. But yeah, and we have a son and he's about to turn 2, but we've been thinking and discussing that, you know, if we were going to go there, we should wait a couple of years so our boy can experience and remember and enjoy the trip with us. So that got us to thinking about, okay, what do we need to prepare for? What are the things that we need to know? What's the places to go see? What's the foods to try, to avoid? All these things. Like, I'm about to do a deep dive into anything and everything about the US, and pretty much educate myself on what to expect. And I think it might be a bit entertaining because I've never left the country of Australia. I've moved around a lot in Australia, but I've never left Australia. So no passport or nothing. And I've always wanted to go somewhere. And the US, look, as much as people love to shit talk the US about politics, guns, all that jazz, there's a lot of amazing things that I'd love to go see or experience there. So yeah, and just be a part of the culture and just see a different part of the world, literally nearly on the other side of the world to us. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm not sure what to expect, but this is 21 things in the US that puzzle most foreigners. I am definitely a foreigner. Let's not muck around with it. Let's just jump straight into it, guys.
Well, you may have lived in the United States your whole life without realizing that something totally normal for you seems bizarre to people from other parts of the world. Who knew that munching on fried pickles in a highly air-conditioned room was so outlandish? Well, here...
Yeah, I have seen this be a topic in like movies or TV shows, or hear it on podcasts or other YouTubers. Americans love pickles. I don't get it. Or call them pickles, but aren't they pickled cucumbers? Or is that something different?
Here are some other highly entertaining Americanisms I've gathered. Let's count it down from number 21. Sales tax is a guessing game. When you go shopping in the U.S. and see a price tag that says $14.88, don't expect to pay $14.88 at the register. Sales tax is not included in the price of an item, and since this tax can vary from state to state.
What? But it's not on the sticker? That blows my mind. That makes no sense at all. What the hell? What? Okay, so here in Australia, you see a price, that's what the price is. Sometimes we will have a price that says plus GST, and that is always a flat 10%. GST is our goods services tax, I think. So every item in the country has a GST on it. It's taxed 10%, similar to this, but that's the flat price. And in our country, it's only acceptable in some industries to not include GST on a price tag. And it's usually industrial. But when it comes to groceries, online shopping, like pretty much every other thing, restaurants, takeaways, everything. The price that you see is what you pay. There's no additional tax, and it doesn't fluctuate depending on state to state or wherever you are. It's the one price, that's what it is. This just... What? Okay, so... it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Figuring out your total can turn into the ultimate mental math challenge. In many European countries, the sales tax is already included in the price. It's known as a value-added tax, or VAT. Number 20. We're total workaholics. A lot of Americans don't feel the need to take long vacations, so they often let vacation and sick hours pile up without ever using them. Plus, most employers only give you 2 weeks out of the year. But in a lot of other countries, like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay.
Whoa. You guys only do 2 weeks a year? That's mental. Okay, yeah. Australia, I think it's minimum for a full-time worker, is 4 weeks of annual leave a year. So we accrue 10 sick days a year, and we get 4 weeks of leave a year. Some businesses will actually offer you more to entice people to work for them. And yeah, so like my business is 5 weeks. And if you accrue too much leave, they actually force you to take it. So just recently I hit 8 weeks annual leave, and I got forced to take leave because I had too much. And our sick days can just accrue over the years. So my workplace, I've been there for a few years now, and I think I've got 35 days of sick leave. But I can't just use that as annual leave. I need to use a doctor's certificate and stuff to be able to access that properly. But wow, you guys only do 2 weeks a year? That's crazy. I guess because there's so many people, there's so much competition that people offer to take less work to... I don't even know. I can't... It's just... I feel sorry for Americans.
Wow, maybe I should take some time off. Or perhaps I'll just keep waiting. 19. It's not a party without red Solo cups.
Red Solo
In the States,
cups?
this red plastic cup is synonymous with party on, dude. But other countries apparently don't recognize this cup to mean the same thing.
No.
People in the UK, for example, don't use red Solo cups at get-togethers.
No.
They have to go to a special website to purchase the cups for American-themed parties. Who knew?
Yeah, definitely not a thing in Australia here. It's like drink out of the beverage it comes in, get shit-faced, or you make it in like a glass. The only thing I know about those cups is that each dent or line in the actual structure of the cup is to indicate where to fill certain things. So I think like the first inch or so is like the amount of liquor you pour in, and then if you mix it, you would mix it to a certain, like the next notch in the cup. Let me know if that's right or wrong, but yeah, no, it's not a thing here. We pretty much just drink straight out of whatever the alcohol is supplied in, or people make it in glass cups to drink it if we have to mix it and it's not pre-mixed.
Number 18. Deep-fried everything.
Yeah,
Whether
see,
it's
that's what
fried pickles or
keen
even
to,
fried Oreos,
to try
America has it all.
I just want to have it deep-fried
Fried
everything.
fish recipes first appeared in Spanish and Portuguese cookbooks as far back as the 1200s, and the Greeks were frying food in olive oil way back in the 5th century BCE. But as America does with many things, they've adopted a tradition from far-off lands and took it up a notch, or 5. 17.
Let me know in the comments what your favourite deep-fried food is. Sorry, I'm just looking outside and I can see my cat is on our pergola roof being a menace. Let me know in the comments what your favourite deep-fried food is. I'm super curious to try deep-fried foods over there. The only thing I've had is a deep-fried Mars bar at a carnival in Australia here, which was Interesting.
Get everything you need right at the pharmacy. If you're not from the US, it may be puzzling to walk into a pharmacy and see aisles and aisles of over-the-counter meds, toys, makeup, clothes, and even groceries.
What?
Unlike in other countries where pharmacies sell medicine and medical supplies exclusively,
Because it's a
the
pharmacy.
ones in the US are like small convenience stores where you can grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop. 16.
Huh.
Fill her up. In America, if a restaurant doesn't offer free refills on fountain drinks, it's kind of strange. But in other countries, once you buy one beverage, that's it.
Yeah.
France banned refills on sugary sodas back in 2017 in order to combat the current obesity epidemic.
Wow.
But in the US, the idea of free refills is still alive and well.
Doesn't exist in Australia.
15.
Well,
If you don't,
the majority of places, don't offer free refills. Some, like one-off restaurants, may do, but the majority of the stuff I've been to, never a free refill. I think, maybe Subway used to do it back in, 10 years ago or so, but yeah, definitely not a thing now.
don't like it, return it. Whether it's an ugly sweater from grandma or a heinous pair of earrings from an ex, if you don't like it, you can just return it. In America, making returns at stores is pretty normal and super easy.
Oh.
I mean, the US even has a National Returns Day in January, conveniently held for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too thrilled about.
That's cool.
14.
That's really cool. I like that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we can return stuff here. Our big thing is making sure you got the receipt or a gift receipt. We can get gift receipts that is a receipt, but it just won't print with the price on it. But yeah, it's pretty easy to return stuff here as long as you have a receipt, just because that eliminates theft and all the other crap that goes along with it. But yeah, most businesses now even have like a 30 to 60 day return period that you have to do it in. If you wait 2.5 months, you can't return it. It's like, if you had it that long, you're like, fucking, it's yours. You can't return it after that long.
Tips for everyone. Cab drivers, servers, hairdressers, you gotta tip them.
Okay, yeah.
Tips are acceptable for almost any service in the U.S. and sometimes consist of 25% of the bill. We haven't started tipping surgeons yet.
Whoa.
But there are places in other parts of the world, such as Japan, that consider tipping incredibly rude, like in restaurants. When you travel to different countries, it's important to learn their tipping etiquette so that you don't offend anyone.
Yeah, okay. That is good to know. I knew tipping was a thing. I didn't know 25% or up to 25%. That seems crazy. That's like if you order 4 meals, then you're pretty much paying for 5 meals because you're going to tip the waiter, let's say, 25%. Wow. Okay. And you tip everyone. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's totally a totally foreign thing to me. Our minimum wage is quite high in Australia, which leads to businesses charging a bit of a higher rate. But because our minimum wage is high, it means you don't tip servers and stuff like that, or anyone. Everything is built into their price, and what you see is what you pay for. So, okay. So if I went out to a restaurant with my wife and son, we would pay for a meal, but the price of the meal wouldn't be how much we pay, and then we've got to pay. Oh, and then we've got to tip. So we're paying someone for doing their job, for the service that we're already. So that's the thing that is very foreign to me. Is we're paying extra for a person to do their job correctly, or for them to do what they're getting paid for by the business. And it's so different to my reality.
13. I'll take my coffee to go. With a Starbucks on every corner,
Starbucks.
it's very normal to see people toting around a coffee as they shop, commute to work, and whatever else at
Yeah, we
all
do that.
times of the day.
Nothing new.
But in many parts of the world, coffee is meant to be sipped on while seated and enjoying the paper or chatting with friends. Tugging your coffee along with you throughout the day might be due to the fact that the cups are huge and
We
take
do
longer
both.
to drink. Who's got that kind of time to be sitting in a cafe for hours? Sounds
We do both in Australia, and Australians are super pretentious about coffee. We are like a-holes when it comes to coffee.
like fun to me. Number 12. The land of ice-cold drinks. Now, speaking of drinks, if it's not a hot coffee or cocoa, then it's probably got ice in it. Tea, coffee, lemonade, soda, water. Americans like it on the rocks.
Huh.
If you go elsewhere in the world, odds are you'll be sipping your soda at room temperature, or maybe slightly refrigerated if you don't specifically ask for ice. Number 11.
Okay.
Keeping the AC on at all times. Americans
What?
must have an aversion to being hot. In many parts of Europe, people simply don't use air conditioning as much as they do in the States. Here, it's expected to always have the AC blaring, and a lot of visitors find it pretty strange and quite chilly. But come on, it makes sense. If you're cold, you can layer up. If you're hot, all you can do is suffer and complain about it.
Okay. Gee, I'd hate to see what the power bill is like in these places. Okay. See, we're pretty not tight. We're conservative when it comes to our AC. It's just that we use other tactics to cool the house down or keep ourselves cool. Like we'll open certain windows so a nice draft comes through. We'll keep curtains closed so it's darker and the sun isn't coming through the windows. And then it's like last resort when we're really hot. And it's like, yeah, look, it's only going to get hotter today. Let's close up and chuck the AC on. We'd only turn it on for like 4 or 5 hours for the day, cool the place down, turn it off, and then... Interesting. There you go. Like, I guess this is the whole purpose of this video, is just finding all these things so fascinating, and it's normal to so many people, but to me it's just like,
Number 10. Looking at dollars is a snooze fest. I remember going to Europe for the first time and thinking their
Yeah.
banknotes look like Monopoly money. And I guess a lot of countries have bills of different colors and sizes depending on the value, like Swedish krona and Russian rubles. But not in the
Same
US. It's all greenbacks, baby. Sure, 10s look a little yellowy,
Okay.
50s are kind of pinkish, and Benjamins seem bluer than the others. But still, US dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other currencies.
Aussie ones are very bright.
Number 9. Giving a thumbs up. In America, even little kids know a thumbs up means good job, way to go, or anything positive like that.
Yeah.
But if you travel to
Same here.
Greece or the Middle East and give this common American gesture, you probably won't make too many friends. Hey, how about giving this video a thumbs up for the useful tip? Number 8. The date writing conundrum.
Oh, God.
So many visitors to the U.S. get really confused by the month, day, year thing.
Don't get me started.
Because most parts of the world write the day, then the month, then finally the year. There's no clear historical
way.
reason why the U.S. insists on writing the day differently, but we just do. Number 7.
That's because you guys announced the month before. And they're like, oh, yeah, like if you're announcing a certain engagement, you go month and day. Whereas, yeah, we go day, month. It doesn't make sense. It's, again, to me, it's just so incorrect. It's like everything else has the natural, like even you guys when you're measuring the height of someone, you don't go Oh no, you guys do. You do the same thing of. Well, actually, no. Anyway, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
7. Pre-baby baby showers.
Pre-baby showers.
Many cultures celebrate a new baby coming into the world, but America is one of the few places that does this before the baby actually gets here.
Oh, okay.
In East Asian
we
countries,
do
for
that,
instance, celebrations for a new baby are held once the baby is born, as doing otherwise is seen as bad luck. Number 6.
There's this new thing that's going on at the moment where baby moon, whereas like people are doing holidays or vacations before the baby arrives. Oh, that's fucking weird. But yeah, we have baby showers before the baby's born. Nothing too out of the ordinary there.
Where "how are you" means hello. Sure, people ask each other how they're doing in other countries, but Americans often use this phrase as a replacement for hey or hello.
Yeah.
It doesn't even require a real response. People just answer with fine thanks, even if they're in a horrible mood or had a terrible day.
Yep, that's us
Number
as well.
5. Bathroom stalls that aren't so private. Don't like doing your business in front of complete strangers? Americans don't either, of course. But the fact that bathroom stall doors often reveal as much as your entire lower leg seems to say otherwise. There's no clear reason as to why there's this big gap in public bathroom stalls here. But many guess it's for safety reasons or ventilation.
No.
Just saying. Number 4. No one uses their inside voice. A lot of my friends who are visiting or moved to the U.S. tell me that locals speak so loud compared to other countries. Whether it's talking on your cell phone or chatting with a friend over lunch, Americans seem to really like projecting their voice. I don't know. Maybe we just want to make sure we're heard.
Very loud people.
Number 3.
Okay.
It's all about choices. Walk into any grocery store aisle and you'll notice at least 10 different options for cookies, crackers, or cereal. People in the UK don't have these many options for food, and you'll almost never find anything in grape flavor there. Number 2.
Yeah, no, we have quite a wide variety of things. Yeah, biscuits. Like, man, we've got like 50 different Tim Tam flavors. We're not mucking around. But yeah, we don't have a lot of grape flavored things at all, which sucks because grape is the best flavor when it comes to flavors.
Hopping into the back seat of a cab. When getting into a cab, it's customary in the States to scoot on into the back seat. But in countries like New Zealand and Australia, riding anywhere but shotgun can be a little rude. Number 1. That classic American smile. In the U.S., people aren't afraid to be nice and show their pearly whites all the time. And according to a 2015 study at Brown University, because America has always been a very diverse country, it forced people to smile at each other more since they couldn't always communicate with language. That's just one more historical theory as to why Americans tend to smile more than people in other places do. Or maybe we're just, friendlier. Whether you're from the U.S. or not, can you add any more strange Americanisms to the list? Let me know.
So, that was very interesting. There's quite a lot of things there that really caught me off guard or I wasn't expecting. It's such a unique country. It's a country that is just unapologetically being themselves, and they're just like, we're not changing. We're not changing for the rest of the world. It's you guys either conform to us or just leave us. Let us be and do our thing. Super interesting. And these are the weird and wonderful things that I want to know or need to know before we ever pull the trigger in going over there, because it's just fascinating. But I don't want to make a fool of me and the family when someone says, "Oh, it's this much." I go, "No, it's not. It's not what the tax says." That one still blows my mind. Yeah, crazy thing. But I'm so curious about this country. It's just, man, it's really excited me for potentially going over there in a couple of years. Like, again, it's a while away, but man, it looks fun. It looks like a cool place to go to and see all these amazing things and experience the culture. The foods I'm definitely looking forward to trying too. I don't know. I don't even think we have any shops where I am that have like American food or anyway. Looks interesting. I'm excited. I actually want to watch more of these. Actually, I might watch a few more about other countries, because if we're going to do the US, we should definitely hit up Europe. Or maybe it'll turn into a competition of where we go to. Ooh, that'd be better. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Let me know if this confused you as much as it did me. And to all my US, American friends, thanks for clicking on the video. Leave a comment down below on Americanisms that you do that you think other people in the world don't do. Or let me know weird ones that you're aware of from other places around the world that you scratch your head to. I'd love to know. Like, I know a lot of people think that Aussies are weird because we like Vegemite. And the only thing I'll say to that is you guys aren't eating it correctly. Simple. You're not eating it correctly. You're doing it wrong. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you in the next video. Stay safe. Peace.